Hello. Today we're working on Pennsylvania Dutch Hex Signs meets Marc Chagall. So we'll be doing some resist activities and working on symmetry as well as radial designs. And a radial design is one of those designs that literally starts in the center and works its way outward, almost like the rays of the sun. These projects were all done using either color diffusing paper or simple coffee filters. The very first step in our Hex Sign meets Marc Chagall lesson is we want to create a triangle, okay? Sort of like a pie wedge or a pizza wedge. So we folded our coffee filter in half and then into quarters. You then want to draw some sort of symmetrical design. And remember, symmetry is a mirror image. So as you look at this, the design on this side is the same as it's on this side. So if you cut it in half, it would be the same on both sides. But we're also doing a radial design because our design is going to radiate out from the center. And see, I had to make a little bit of an adjustment there and here. And that's why I always do it in pencil to start, because then once I have the design I want, I know I don't have to worry about making mistakes. Now the very next step is where I want to protect my work surface. So I'm going to put some paper towel down, and I'm going to select the metallic marker that I want to use. I've used all three of the colors. I've used the gold, the silver, and the bronze. Today I'm going to work with bronze. Now when you're doing this, what you want to do is you want to try to keep a smooth line, but you also want to make sure that you're giving enough pressure so that it goes through the first layer of your coffee filter. Now, I also like to tell people, don't be afraid to rotate your paper, okay? Because when you do, you can get a much smoother line. Now, the other thing is you don't want to have too complicated a design, because we're not just putting this layer of metallic on there, we're also going to be outlining it. Now I have another one that I've already completed the first steps. So when you look at this, I've traced every single line. Now to make sure you get that design going through all of your layers, you open it up, and as you can see, it came through. Didn't come through on all layers, but it came through on these first ones. So then I'm going to go ahead and trace here. Then I would open it up, fold it this way, and then trace the remaining sides. So if you want to go ahead and pause your video at this moment, we can then go ahead and finish up tracing all of our metallic Sharpie. Welcome back. Now for the next step, we've finished tracing everything with our metallic Sharpie. Now we're going to take a black Sharpie. And the reason we're doing that is we want to get that nice rim around, the outline around our metallic Sharpie, and that really helps to make it pop. So when you're doing this, you want to be careful. You can open it up, but you want to be really careful. Try to go slowly, but not too slow, because if you go too slow, then you might end up having too much black. And you want just a thin little outline around each one of your metallic Sharpie lines. And as you can see, it's already starting to make our design pop. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to keep working, and if you want to go ahead and pause the video, you can do that, and we'll come back when everybody's ready to start adding color. Welcome back. Now, as you can see, we've finished tracing all of our black, and it's really important. I have everybody normally go one section at a time, rotating it around to make sure that every section has their black around, and then you're going to fold the paper back together, okay, and you want to try to line it up as best you can. You can actually, if you look closely, you can actually see if it's off a little bit, because you'll see that outline showing through. Now, just like we only drew our design on one side, we're only doing our coloring on one side. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just start to add marker in, and I'm using the washable marker. Okay, so for this, I'm going to take my marker and color in, and I'm going to alternate on this. Now, this pattern that I'm basing this on, it's one of the Pennsylvania Dutch designs. It's a little different than what I'm going to do because they actually alternated their design inside, so they did one and then the other. So mine's going to come out a little different than theirs. Now I want to show you, you see how it's coming through on this side here, but it's not come through here? Don't worry about that, because it will when we finish up the next portion. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward, and you can keep working while I fast forward. Welcome back. So we fast forwarded, and now for this final step, okay, what you have is you've colored everything on the top. So now, again, protect your work surface. I've put some plastic wrap underneath so it doesn't make a big mess. When I'm at school, I use trash bags. And I'm going to take my water bottle, okay, just a Dollar Tree water bottle, and I'm going to lightly spray and I'm going to let it sit for a minute. And then once I've done that, the next step is I'm going to take some folded up paper towel, set it over top of it, and then press. What this is doing, and you want to press all around. So what this is doing is this is forcing the water, the moisture, through to the other side, and then it's going to transfer the picture, and it's kind of cool. It almost like works like a monoprint. So I hope you enjoyed the lesson. It's a lot of fun. It's easy. You've got your whole resist lesson in here. You've got symmetry. You've got radial designs. We've tied in the Pennsylvania Dutch, and this design was actually based on a Pennsylvania Dutch hex sign, but it also goes really well with the whole Marc Chagall lesson. So I hope you enjoyed this, and until the next time, see you later. Keep creating.